we do not have an application for a demolition permit for the St. Cloud Hotel. So just to let everyone know, we do not have an application for that purpose. Now, I will also tell you that we do know that, or have heard, talk to the property owner, that the property owner certainly has some concerns about how much this building has begun to cost. I think we all know, about the condition of the building. I've heard from a number of the merchants about bricks falling off, and certainly if you've had an opportunity to go into the building, which some of us had, the roof is in very poor condition. There are pigeons flying around inside the hotel, vandalism inside the hotel. So unfortunately, we have a very significant historic element to this community that is in very, very poor shape. It is costing them quite a bit of money. There are insurance issues, there are utility issues, the cost of trying to repair that building, I can probably go on. Property taxes, whatever. So this is not a cheap solution to trying to save an element that's part of our past.
We would like time to work with the owner, time to work with the community to see how we can help save this building that is very important to our city and our county, also to the 5-county group. The 5-county group has made this a sample building that they want to help preserve. We had the Brownfield Survey group come through this summer, and the 5-county group decided this would be the building that we would want to help preserve. So I would just ask for any kind of, for you to think about time that we could help offer as a historical society. We can do some things. We are a 501c3. The 5-county group has just recently gotten their 501c3. The Heritage Commission is under the county commissioners. We would just like to help in any way that we can. Okay?
Thank you. Anybody else?
It took only 3 days to turn this crowd into coming in here to protest or to be part of challenging the possibility of the demolition. It wasn't in the newspapers, but it got wind of by somebody that there was already a petition or a request to tear down the St. Cloud. Having said that, I'd like to know what is the process, and I apologize because I don't know those processes. What is the process when somebody really submits a request to tear down a building, and if it's less than a month, it's a couple of weeks? When does the public know? Is there a public on first page of the Record, first page of the Shopper, first page of any newspaper that's out there, that there is going to be a hearing for this purpose? And if not, then we should proceed with the suggestion that we should have some kind of ordinance be driven up, brought up to prevent and to give us more time to deal with this, because I want the St. Cloud to remain. Thank you.
As a matter of fact, in your response to where we've been in the last 5 years, the Fremont County Heritage Commission has been working on a resolution with the county. We just got that passed. And part of our resolution is a property owner can come to us now, can request to be put on a historical registry, and we put them on that. And part of that process also is working with the city officials so that if someone does pull a demo permit on a property that has been listed or that we know has historical value, we're notified, and then our job is to go and work with that property owner and let them know that these lovely people have cash and would like to share it with them.
But who's putting money up to keep that thing going until this is all done?
Well, that's where we need to sit down with the property owner and work with them.
That's my question.
So there is something in place to help them.
Our foundation is sitting there that could be that nonprofit that we can leverage to go get the money. I think now is the time. I mean, I came from Las Vegas. I saw these buildings go down. I came from Cripple Creek and I saw them take the old high school and make it into a fabulous hotel up there. Carr Manor. If you ever get a chance to go up, please go take a look. But now is the time that you in the audience need to react and get something done so Becky can go back to Aaron and say, look, we're moving forward. Let's not do 250 people at $1,000 a piece. Let's all get together and raise $50,000 real quick and put a roof on the place. And say, we bought a little time. Because Becky put together a 25-page document that's sitting in my desk drawer where we were going to leverage our foundation to take that building over and get it redone with an entrepreneur that had the money to do it. That may still come about, who knows?
People can donate $1,000 in the enterprise zone for that building, and then they get refund or credits on their income tax return. And that would be a way to get some cash right away. And you can usually only donate $1,000 is the maximum you can donate in an enterprise fund. But it's a great fund, and you get the tax credits for 5 years, and it's a way that the people are paid back for their $1,000, but yet you've got the control of the $1,000. And also, I would like to say, I don't believe in going retroactive, but I really think you ought to consider Mr. Haven's proposal there on the ordinance. Because there are a lot of places in Canyon City that are not as prominent as the St. Cloud. And they could be torn down before any of us ever knew it. And that's just not good for our community. It's not good for the state. It's not good for anybody, because just because it's not on Main Street doesn't mean that it isn't a very important building or a very important entity that we need to save. So I don't think you ought to go retroactive in this case. I don't believe in stepping on people's toes if they own it privately. But I do think there should be a cooling off period, and I think the public ought to be given a chance to help. And the public will help. If we know what's going on, when we don't know exactly what's going on or what the problems are, and we learn about it afterwards, we can't help. So thank you for your time.
Many people in the community went through a downtown planning process for this community. They laid out, and there are several of you here that I see, they laid out a pretty broad vision, if you will, a pretty dynamic vision for the future of the downtown. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, but there were key pieces to that plan, and one of those key elements was that building. I think that many people recognize that that building could be, in fact, that shining star downtown that can bring people back. You referred to it, but the people in this community have seen that, and that's our adopted plan for our downtown. So having said that, a couple things. It sounds like you've gone around the table. You did talk about the idea of the ordinance. It appears that there's, at least at this point, not enough interest to go forward with that ordinance. We can start looking at that, so at least what we can do is we can begin to develop it. We can have it. If you decide that maybe we need to do that, we'll be ready with it. But we'll work with John, and we'll have that ready. The other thing that I think that I've heard here is that as a community, we need to start setting down with, and there have been set downs, but certainly setting down in very serious ways with the owner, getting other people around this, in this group, maybe at that table or certainly a phone call away, and see if we can start moving forward with some ideas on how we can save this building. I don't know if the council has anything more than that. That's not specifically an answer, but it's something that means we need to move starting tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on taking action. We're going to need probably many of you people to be involved, some of you in the front row. Becky, certainly, we'll probably have to tap into some of our council members and others, but I think that what we're hearing here today is let's find a solution. So we will start working on that at 8 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll work on the ordinance just so we have it ready, just in case.